Welcome everybody. My name is Retabile Hladla. I am currently situated at the Jabavu Library, and today we're going to be interviewing a very prominent man that I'd like to say that is very, very prominent. His name is Bobby Shabangu, and he is the president of Wikimedia. And yeah, he's basically going to be telling us more about that today, and we will hopefully know more about Wikimedia as a corporation and what Bobby stands for within that organization. So, Mr. Bobby Shabangu, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Sure.
Welcome. So, I guess the first question is obviously a natural question of what can you tell us about yourself and what you do?
Well, my name is Bobby Shabangu, and I'm from, originally I'm from Mpumalanga, Nelspruit, and I'm currently the sitting president of Wikimedia South Africa. And what that means, it means that really I am the figurehead, of Wikimedia. And Wikimedia South Africa, actually, it is a chapter of the Wikimedia foundations. So in 2012, we formed the chapter that is affiliated to the Wikimedia Foundations. And basically what we do is to advocate for African content. Anything that is to do with African content. We want people to learn, to read, and be represented in the internet. Africans, we want them to be represented in the internet. So basically that's what we do. Okay,
so I know this might be a very stupid question, but what is the difference between Wikipedia and Wikimedia? Because you insist that we say Wikimedia instead of Wikipedia, so what can you differentiate between those two?
Sure, no, that's a great question actually. Wikimedia, it is the organization that I am part of that runs Wikipedia. Yeah, so in 2001, a person by the name of Jimmy Wales founded Wikipedia, but over the years, because Wikipedia grew and there were a lot of people that were coming on board to volunteer, to contribute on content, a lot of projects were formed along the side of Wikipedia. Mm-hmm. So they decided to form a foundation to organize themselves, basically, and so that they are able to collect, funding and administration and all of that. So they formed the organization called Wikimedia. So as Wikimedia South Africa, we are affiliated to the Wikimedia Foundations, which runs Wikipedia. So basically, yeah.
Okay. That makes quite a bit of sense to me. I hope it does to everybody else.
Yeah.
So my thing is, how has Wikipedia really, or Wikimedia really changed the way Africans consume information from the time that it started up until now?
Well, it has actually in a number of ways. Number one, what we've been able to do really is to partnership or to seek partnership with other organizations such as galleries, libraries, archives, and museums, because those are our friends really. They are the advocates also of knowledge, and besides being advocates, they are also the archives, the people or the organizations that are holding most of the knowledge. So in order for us to tap into that and to bring that online, it made sense for us to reach out to them, or to reach out to them and to really organize and find the communities that they are affiliated to as well, so that we can teach them how to edit Wikipedia or to put that information online, or not necessarily put that information, but the information that the communities have using those institutions really. So basically, yeah, that's what we do.
How have these communities around here, especially in townships and in the less urban areas, townships and less urban areas, received or contributed on Wikipedia? How have they received the contribution towards Wikipedia?
Yeah, there's a bit of a challenge there, because a lot of people actually they know about Wikipedia, but their contribution, especially those ones that are coming from what we call global south or third world countries or townships, let me just call that, their contribution towards Wikipedia have been very minimal. They are Wikipedians in the sense that they are reading Wikipedia, they are consuming the knowledge that is there, but they don't contribute in terms of putting the content in there. So it's been a bit of a challenge in that regard, and there are several factors, that contribute to that, including, economic reasons, and historical reasons as well, and but we are looking to change that, so that people know that they can also contribute. We are also, making efforts to make Wikipedia user-friendly, with the phone, when you want to edit Wikipedia using the phone, but we're working towards that, because currently as it stands, the Wikipedia app is not so much user-friendly when it comes to phone. So, but basically, that's what we basically are doing, and just to give you a short answer, on that one, it's still a bit of a challenge, because even in South Africa, you find out, in fact, we've ran a survey in 2014, and we discovered that most of the people that are contributing on Wikipedia are white and male, and they're in the tech industry. And when you look at the population of South Africa, it's different from what you see,
That's not the demographic.
Exactly, it's not the demographic, So the content then tends to be skewed towards a certain, thematic area.
Yeah, that's actually, that was going to be my next question, in fact, that a lot of people don't have access to the internet. They don't have access to so many resources. But then if I read Wikipedia, someone has edited something about some township or an area that they know nothing about. So how do I really know that that information is correct information, that I can use in my thesis, that I can use in whatever sphere that I'm in? And also, people who are overseas or people who are not in South Africa consume that information as truth. So how do we change that narrative?
Yeah. So it is a bit of a challenge, actually, because as it currently stands, there is a lot of information. In fact, this does not even apply to Wikipedia alone, but it applies to the internet in general.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information on the internet about Europe and USA. And the same thing applies on Wikipedia, that you find out that there is a lot of content that is about, the United States of America and Europe. And you find scant information about Africa, and some of the content that you find there, you find out that it's not even contributed by the Africans themselves. And there are also barriers, when you want to contribute on Wikipedia or on, any other online content that can be used academically, because the way you need to contribute needs to follow a particular pattern or a certain rule. For an example, Wikipedia, if you want to create an article, you have to reference, and a lot of things are happening. We know a lot of stories. We want to contribute on Wikipedia or online, but we cannot do so because we don't have references. People don't have references about, for example, their surnames. Your surname is your surname.
It's just your surname.
Yeah, it's been passed down from generation. That is a reference right there. We have references as African through songs, through poetry. We don't have oral citation. But Wikipedia does not really recognize that. So it's a bit of a challenge when it comes to really changing the entire system to accept us. As a people, to accept us as people that can actually contribute our own way, not follow a certain way that has been invented somewhere in the West.
Okay. And what programs do you guys have, or have you had programs that will ensure that a community, like a certain number of people from Soweto, for example, give out certain information, which will, it would raise its credibility if a lot of people, a group of the same people, are contributing towards the same thing, or they saying the same thing in the same tone? Have you had something like that?
Yeah, we actually had something like that. We normally run what we call edit workshops. Yeah, where we bring together a group of people, who are interested in the same thematic area or subject. Yeah, for an example, who are interested in African food, who are interested in LGBTQ topics, to contribute there. Who are interested in all number of various subject topics to contribute onto Wikipedia. But going back to the first questions that you asked earlier on about the veracity of Wikipedia and the verifiability of it, when we run these edit workshops, we make sure that to mention to people, to participants, that they cannot actually, especially if they are students, that they cannot reference using Wikipedia because of the very same reasons that you've stated. Wikipedia is written by anyone, anywhere. I can write about any subject topic, but the beauty about that is that other people that know better than me, they can actually correct that information. So you should not be scared when you are editing Wikipedia that you need to be perfect. It's just right. Just put it there. Someone will come and correct that, and someone else will correct that again. And if we don't agree, there will be a vote among us of how do we put that information. There's a problem with that vote again. If an article is of an African article, for an example, and the people that are deciding on this vote are based somewhere in Europe, that vote will be skewed towards Europe. So that's why for us as Wikimedia South Africa, we want to advocate or want to make sure that there's a lot of people that are contributing towards Wikipedia as much as possible, so that we have the numbers on us, so that when we want to implement things like oral citations, we want to have that vote. When we're having those discussions, the vote fell on us. I can make one example. I created an article about a well-known fashion designer by the name of David Lally, and that article was tagged for speedy deletion. Why? Because people who tagged that article were based somewhere in the US, and they said, "Who's David Lally? We don't know this person." You see, that's the thing. But because I had the numbers, on my side, they said, "No, look at the work that the person has done." And they provided some of the evidence by providing articles, links to articles, and they even came to my rescue basically to say, hey, we know this person and they are old hands of Wikipedia, so that article now is even there. So what if I was just alone? That article was going to be tagged for speedy deletion and it was not going to be there.
Wow. Anyway, so how did you get into Wikipedia? How did it start off with you personally, so that maybe another person can start off the same way and contribute to this global phenomenon which is Wikipedia in a way that is insightful to the rest of South Africa? It's
very interesting actually, because we all have different stories. In fact, I was having this conversation, very same conversation, about how we were introduced to Wikipedia with some of my colleagues in the chapter. And it's different really for different people. It's different stories for different people, because for me, I was a radio producer, and if you're a radio producer, really what you do basically is research. You have to know what is happening, so that you can put that content together, gather the content, and then after that, the presenters, you give it to the presenters so that they can, broadcast, that content. But most of the research is happening online. And when I then every day, doing the research, I noticed that most of the time, almost always Wikipedia was, on the first link of all of the researches or the searches I was making. So I noticed though that the information seems to, lack. Yes, it's there, but it's just only a one-liner, or two-line, or just only one paragraph. But when I search about subjects that are like American or European, you find out that it's a well-written and very long article. Yeah, so I noticed that there is an edit button there. So I click that button, and then after that, I put that information in there, that I had on the time. and then I click publish, and I can see that it's actually there, you know. But there's one other, you know, very interesting story about that, because at some point I actually put that information there. I think there was a minister that passed away. I think his name was Collins Chabane. And after the minister passed away, I heard on the radio, because I was working on radio, you know, I heard on the news, and then put the information together, you know, about the passing of the minister. I just wrote there on Wikipedia. Early next morning, you know, I heard on the news, you know, on TV, I was watching TV, you know, and I saw, you know, I heard them reading my article, my Wikipedia article, you know, word for word, and I could tell that this is my Wikipedia article. And it spread from there. The entire South Africa was like reading the entire, you know, the article that I've written.
Right.
So yeah, that's one of the things that really makes me, you know, stay as a Wikipedian, and that encourages me really to continue as a Wikipedian, you know, and contribute.
You used to go to all these different places. It was because of Wikipedia, I'm assuming, like all these different countries.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and seeing all these wonderful places.
Yeah.
You used to share that with us at the book club, and that's how I saw. Yes, so just take us through your journey from when you started Wikipedia up until now, and how you got to the presidency.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after you know making my first edit, I think it was somewhere around 2011. Yes, I actually opened my account, and then in 2013, that's when I made my first article. But I then was approached by some Wikipedians who were active and said, hey, there is something called a chapter, you know, there are Wikipedians, you know, here in South Africa. If you would like to come and meet with us, you can actually come. So I went to meet them. And yeah, so I got to see, you know, that there are people actually that are behind this. And from there, they introduced me to the chapter actually in 2012. And then from there, they introduced me to the African Wikipedians, and from there, the global Wikipedians. And annually, what we do as the Wikimedia community, we have what we call WikiMania. You know, it's a pity now that we've got, in fact, it's been a blessing, that we've got COVID-19, because it prevented people from traveling. So through that, you know, I got to travel and meet other people around, other Wikipedians around the world, and we shared, you know, the project that we were doing. And yeah, we've traveled everywhere, really, everywhere in the African continent, doing projects, you know, and in Europe, meeting other Wikipedians, you know, in everywhere. Like really, you get to travel with
Must be
Wikipedians.
nice. I must now be a Wikipedian because I want to travel too.
Yeah.
Okay. But that's actually like why I called you here, is for you to just take people through the journey of what it doesn't take much to actually become a Wikipedia editor. You know, so yeah, I hope that this encourages other people to do the same thing. So my final question is, what would you hope to see the community do, or people in general, that will improve Wikipedia?
Yeah, no, I'd like really to see a lot of people, especially African people, edit Wikipedia in their own African languages. And I'd like to see more women, you know, contribute on Wikipedia about, you know, their own, you know, topics, you know, because that's what is lacking really on Wikipedia. Female editors, especially black women, you know. So we really need, you know, to see that female and to come on board and edit, and really would like to see, you know, everything about, you know, our country and our continent being transformed from the physical world to be digitized to Wikipedia, really. So if I can see something like that in our own African languages, I'd really be a happy person.
Well, I hope that you're speaking to multitudes of people. But can you take us step by step to how you get onto, how you start editing? Yeah, how do you start the process? Yeah,
so basically, if you want to edit Wikipedia, it's a simple process really. It's like joining Facebook. What you need to do first, you need to create a username. And what you can do really is to type on Google, type Google, and then on Google you type Wikipedia, and then on Wikipedia it will lead you to the landing page of the English Wikipedia, and then you'll see on your top right where it says create account. You click on that create account, and then it'll ask you for a few things, not even more than 5 things. It'll ask for a username that you'd want to use if you want to create a Wikipedia account, and then you put any username, and then from there you create a password, and then from there it will also ask from your email address, and then I think those are the 3 things that you need to really provide, and then from there, voila, you're a Wikipedian, and then you can start editing any article. You can actually start editing. And I'm not talking about creating a new article from the scratch, but I'm talking about going to articles and just click on them. On the top right hand corner again, you'll see where it says edit, and then you click there where it says edit, and then you start editing, and then you click publish, and that's it, and you're a Wikipedian. Yeah. And you can even give us your information so that we can support you. We are here to support you.
Instead of seeing like whoever from the West discovered Zimbabwe, but we all know that that's impossible because there's so many people who've been living there.
Yeah.
But anyway, I really appreciate your time, Mr. Bobby Shabangu.